If you love shine and you love color on your cards, I hope you've tried Simon Hurley's Lunar Paste. If not, I have a whole video of 5 different ways to use Lunar Paste that are easy techniques. You don't have to be a mixed media artist to try them out, and they will really add tons of shine and color to your cards. But in today's video, I want to add a few more techniques to that list. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. In today's video, I am sharing 3 more ways to use Simon Hurley's Lunar Paste. Let's jump right into the techniques. So first, I'm going to apply some Lunar Paste over a stamped background. For this first technique, I'm going to place an A2 piece of white cardstock inside my original Misty. I've placed it on some Tim Holtz media grip to hold it in place even though it's not in the corner of the Misty. And then I'm inking up the Simon Hurley Peel Apart Background Stamp Pinstripe with some Clear Skies ink, and I'm going to use my Debby tool to really get some good pressure so that I can completely cover that cardstock with that pinstripe. Now I'm going to hold one of Simon Hurley's stencils in place on top of that stamped background with some Pixie tape, and I'm using the new color of Lunar Paste Shooting Star. You can see I have a little piece of Velcro on the cap of my Lunar Paste that holds a domed foam blender in place. And this way I can easily use one of my blending tools to dab some of the Lunar Paste that's right in the cap onto the stencil. So I am just going to cover up the ink that is inside the opening of the stencil. This creates a really nice effect because you get the shine and color of the Lunar Paste, but you can still see a little bit of the stamped image behind it. Just be sure when you're using foam blenders to clean them off right away. As the name suggests, Lunar Paste, it does have like an adhesive effect to it, so you got to clean it really well before you put it away so it doesn't ruin your foam blender. For this next technique, I'm going to apply Lunar Paste to that background stamp and see how it stamps out. So I have a new piece of A2 white cardstock. I'm placing it in the original size Misty on that Tim Holtz media grip to hold it in place. I'm using my domed foam blender and the new teal color of Lunar Paste, and I'm just dabbing it on the pinstripe background stamp and then kind of rubbing it. I just want to make sure that I have coverage over the spot that's going to be the center of that white cardstock. I don't need it to be edge to edge on everything the way I did with the ink for this card. I'm now going to use the Debby tool again to get good pressure. Remember not to do it too long. You don't want that Lunar Paste to dry and then tear the paper when you peel it off. This was the perfect amount of time, and you can see that I got a great impression and it is beautiful, shiny, and colorful. For this next technique, we're going to do some heat emboss resist with Lunar Paste instead of ink or watercolor on top. So the start of this technique is just like you would do heat embossed resist on any other cardstock. First, you want to use lots of anti-static powder tool. Again, I have an A2 piece of white cardstock on the media grip. I'm using the same pinstripe stamp, but I'm stamping it up with Versamark ink. Again, using the Debby tool to get lots of pressure on the outside of that Misty door so that you get the greatest impression from the first stamp. So it's hard to see obviously because it's clear, but I did get a great impression, and now I'm pouring clear embossing powder on top and then pouring off the excess. Again, hard to see because it's like a white on white situation, but it did get a perfect coverage, so then I just heat set it. You want to make sure it is completely cool before you start adding your Lunar Paste to it, because otherwise you're going to smear the embossed lines and they're so thin. You want to keep them nice and clean. So I am adding, using the Simon Hurley palette knife to the Simon Hurley scraper, some of the new Minty Fresh Lunar Paste. And I'm just swiping it across that background, and you can see some of the pinstripe lines. So I will get enough Lunar Paste on there and then add in some Shooting Star as well, because I want to do kind of a mixed color effect. So I'm just going to use the scraper to add on that color, but I don't want to lose the design of the pinstripe. So once I feel like I have the color combination and enough of the Lunar Paste on there, I did use a dome foam blender to kind of smooth it out and really be able to get the look of the pinstripe resisting from behind. And isn't that such a fun, shiny look? Using these 3 techniques, I've created a couple of backgrounds, so now let's turn those into cards. Today I am using the Simon Hurley stamp set Zesty, which I just had to grab because I love lemons in summertime. I just think it's such a fun image to use. So I am stamping out several of the stamps using some alcohol-friendly ink on some alcohol-friendly cardstock because I am going to do some really basic Copic coloring. So I have a bunch of different Copic markers. You can see that when I am stamping and coloring right away, I stay away from the outside line as much as I can until it has had the chance to really dry. And another tip is to heat set it. I did not do this time because I was in a rush and I was just trying to get these guys colored up as soon as possible. So again, just starting from the center and pushing the color out towards the edge but not touching that black line is a way to get your stamped images not to smear even if you have to color them right away after stamping. So again, just doing some very basic Copic coloring. Yes, these images have plenty of room for blending and shading, so I did play with that a little bit, adding a couple of different colors and using them to blend each other out, but nothing super intense. So just following the lines of the stamp, and then also in the areas where there are dots on the lemons, using a dot effect can really add some different looks to your blending and shading, especially to make it look a little bit more realistic. Okay, once everything was colored out, I did fussy cut these images, and as many of you know, I am not a fan of fussy cutting. These images were very easy to cut out and add that little bit of a white line that a die would normally add. Okay, for the first card, I'm going to add the sentiments from that Zesty stamp set on the top and bottom of the lunar paste over the stamped image, and then I'm going to pop up one of the images that I colored in to complete the card. Super, super simple, but you love all the different color and shine that that lunar paste adds. This one I cut down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to place that over some regular cardstock and then stamp and heat emboss the sentiment using some VersaFine black onyx ink. It's a pigment ink, so it stays wet long enough for you to add some clear embossing powder on top, and that will make the black sentiment shiny and even a tiny bit raised. You can see there I did peel off a little bit of the background. That's because it wasn't 100% dry. So really let these suckers dry for a long time before you start working on top of them. I figured the sentiment was going to cover this up, but just a tip, even if it feels mostly dry, it may not be 100% dry. And then just popped up that larger branch with the lemons and leaves on the card to complete this card. You don't need to add much when you're working with those beautiful lunar paste backgrounds. Just a cute image and a sentiment should do the trick. Last but not least, I am going to add this fun one on top of some cardstock. I didn't cut the top and bottom. I just cut the sides so that you could see that color of the cardstock on the sides. And then I'm going to use that same color of cardstock to stamp a sentiment. I love these cute sentiments. Some of them are punny and fun, so you make things look easy peasy lemon squeezy. I thought was really cute for this little lemon image on top. Again, you don't need to add a ton. You could add some embellishments if you wanted to, but all the shine, it's hard to see in camera, but all the shine from the lunar paste is so fantastic that I don't think you need much else except a sentiment and a little image. So much fun to put these cards together with these 3 different ways to use lunar paste. If you haven't yet seen my 5 different ways to use lunar paste video, you can check it out over here. And if you like seeing tips, tricks, techniques, card making product reviews, and more, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell so you can be notified every single time I have a new video available. As always, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. The risk going. We're just gonna power through. Right to that? That doesn't really flow. It's not really operatic. Using these 3 I think I just spit at you guys. Oops. Rude.